Hey guys, so I'm finally here with the awaited BILT 2.0 credit card updates. Wanted to do some time, to do some research and understand some more of what really happened. Obviously when I first got into it, I was a little bit overwhelmed and kind of confused in terms of how any of the numbers really worked. Had to do like my own self-calculations and, just trying to get some honest opinions on it. And, I think now I can finally create somewhat more of a deeper dive on it. So I'm going to go over some of the good things and obviously a lot of the bad. So the immediate thing I'm going to share about this is that this is a huge nerf compared to the original BILT 1.0 cards. Obviously, I wasn't wined and dined by the BILT executive, and I didn't go to any of those events like these other influencers, but did want to just give you guys a very honest take in terms of what to look for with these cards. So, one of the biggest things to really talk about is the fact that they added something called BILT Cash. So essentially, just in the simplest way to just describe how this works, it sucks. You would have to spend at least 75% of your rent just to make rent points. So, just to kind of make the number simple, if you spend $2,000 a month on rent and you spend $1,500, that's how you're going to unlock it. But let's just say, hypothetically speaking, 75% of your purchases are on dining and groceries. Obviously, most people have different spread of their expenses. It's going to be a combination of maybe travel, some other miscellaneous purchases, but just to make the number simple, right? The American Express Gold Card in of itself gives you 4x on those categories. So I could have made 6,000 points a month just with my regular spend, but instead, if I opt into BILT Cash, I'm only going to earn 2,000 points. So ultimately, I'm not earning anything. In fact, I would rather pay rent from my own checking account, lose the points, rather than losing out on those 6,000 points that I could have made just from a regular spend. So that's definitely one thing to kind of pay attention to. Now, the other thing that they changed too was, before, to unlock the rent points, so it's still no transaction fees to pay with your card. But what sucks is that it just comes out of your bank account, which at that point I might as well just write a check to my landlord. It doesn't really make any sense for me to get the BILT 2.0 card if they're going to be doing that anyways. So now the other thing to also pay attention to is the 5 transaction things. It used to be very simple where to unlock rent points with the BILT 1.0, you just had to have 5 payments on it. A lot of people just had automatic payments on it, like myself. I would just have like my subscriptions, my electric bill, my phone bill, whatever it was, it would just unlock it for me. Free points, I didn't have to really put an extra effort to remember to spend it. So now with all those changes, I do somewhat kind of want to go over some of the good things. So with some of the new proposed potential legislation that Trump is trying to pass, he's trying to put a cap of 10% on all credit cards for this year to allow people to spend a little bit more and save a little bit on interest payments. So they are one of the first cards to launch that. We'll see if that's really a new law that is officially launched across the board, but they, at least from that perspective, as a credit card user, you can take advantage of that. So that is one good thing. The second thing is that the BILT Blue card, which is their no annual fee card, gives you BILT Cash. So essentially, that's their sign up bonus just for getting the card in of itself. So if you pay 2,000 a month, that's $60. It's like 1.5 months worth of rent points that you can earn. So it's not the worst, but at least you can get something. But the thing that I just don't like right away is that you only get 1x back. So for me, it's kind of a dud card. Now looking at the mid-tier card, which is the Obsidian, you pay a $95 annual fee. The sign-up bonus is a $200 BILT Cash. So, once again, if you pay 2,000 a month, that's 3 months worth of BILT Cash, about like 3 and like a third or so that you can get back. But the earning potential isn't that great. Once again, if I'm going to pay rent from my checking account anyways, I might as well just use that method, just have it from my own checking account without opting into the BILT Obsidian. And these categories of 3x, I would rather just use my American Express Gold Card, and travel is only 2x. At that point, I would rather just pay for those, flights or, whatever travel purchases on my American Express Platinum card. And what's a better card than this for a mid-tier card is just the City Strata Premier, which is just $95, and you actually get 3x on all of those categories. So ultimately, I don't think this card in of itself has that much value. I think the City card is probably the best if you're looking for any of those categories. That's probably going to be a better card for you guys to look into. Now this is probably going to be the best one, is that the BILT Palladium. I actually somewhat like this. So it has a hefty $4.95 annual fee, but it comes with a 50,000 BILT point Santa bonus, which I do like a lot. I'm a big fan of their transfer partners. I like Hyatt. I like the fact that they have United, which was almost exclusive with Chase. So that in of itself could incentivize me to kind of stay on the platform. You also get $300 BILT cash. So obviously for $60, that's about, for transaction fees, that's about 5 months of rent. And you get 2x back on all miscellaneous spend. So it's not as bad. Now to offset the annual fee, they give you $400 in BILT travel hotel credit, which is split into $200 semi-annually. And you also get an additional $200 in BILT cash every time you re-up your card on its anniversary date. Basically, after you pay the annual fee for the second time, you're going to be rewarded BILT cash every anniversary thereafter. So ultimately, it's not a bad card in terms of the BILT Palladium. The way that I see it is that every year, at least for the first year, if you pay $2,000 a month in rent, that's about 9 months of rent that you can get in terms of points. So that's great in of itself. The $4.95 annual fee is offset by the $400 travel credit. So it's not as bad as people make it out to be. Now, the other thing that I actually kind of wanted to share was the Atmos rewards with BILT. So Atmos, this was actually one of those cards that wasn't talked about enough, but I honestly think this is way better. If you want to maximize rent points, I would definitely consider getting the Atmos rewards Ascent Visa Signature or the Summit Infinite version. Basically, like one's like the mid-tier card, which is 95. The other one, I believe, is like 400. I'll double check the info in a bit. But if you're going to opt into getting into this space, so yeah, my honest take, if you guys want to maximize rent points, I would personally look into getting the Atmos rewards card. So there's two types of cards. One's $95, another is $3.95. One of the key things to really pay attention to is the fact that you can actually still earn rent points at 3x the amount. Now, the only caveat is that you have to pay a 3% transaction fee upfront, but that's also included as part of your transaction point earning potential. So if you're paying $2,000 a month, rent is 60, the transaction fee is $60, you can earn essentially 6,180 points a month, and in a year, that's annualized to about a little over 72,000 points. That's going to be significantly more value rather than opting into, I have to spend 75% of what I pay in rent to unlock my rent points through BILT. Alaska, essentially this is the Atmos reward system. It's not Alaska anymore. They merged with Hawaiian, so now they're Atmos rewards. Their Atmos credit card setup is going to allow you to maximize your points. Now you just have to obviously accept the fact that you're going to have to pay the transaction fees. But if you're still looking for ways to earn rent points, I would definitely do it this way. So that's my honest take. Hopefully this helps. But yeah, I really don't think that the BILT 2.0 cards in of itself is that extremely valuable. If you're looking to get more point earning potential and you're okay with the transaction fees, this is definitely a way better way for you guys to maximize your point earning potential. So hope this helps. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Bye.